is up, everyone? Back here with yet another video. So, I was watching Dreamy Pirates and their simulator redesigns, and I came across a really cool comment by the wonderful Miriam Sanzone. I asked for permission to use their concept in a video. With all due credit back to them, they had accepted, and I got straight to work. This was the original comment. I remember thinking one night about Hanako's character, and I ended up coming to the conclusion that instead of being clingy and not wanting her brother to have a girlfriend because he'll stop paying attention to her, she could be protective in the younger sibling kind of way. I'm not sure how to put this other than a little chihuahua barking at threats. Barking out threats, and even though they're much smaller than their owner, and the owner sees them as someone that they will need to take care of, the Chihuahua will bite the toes off of anyone threatening their caretaker. Let's say that Hanako somehow finds out that Yandere-chan has a crush on Senpai. She probably saw her stalking him, I don't know. As a result, Hanako starts doing her own deep dive into Yandere-chan in order to see if she's a good match for Senpai. It starts out as seeing if she's a good student, if she does any extracurriculars that Senpai is also interested in, etc. But she gradually starts to piece together that Yandere-chan is a dangerous person. Anything that the player did over the past 9 weeks, she'll find out about it. Even if you used completely non-violent methods, she'll piece together that Yandere-chan was involved with all the rivals, meaning that she was stalking Senpai. By Friday, she'll have enough evidence to go to the police, either for whatever murders you have committed, or if you haven't murdered anyone, for stalking Senpai. But before then, she'll ask Senpai to meet with her privately to warn him about Yandere-chan, just in case the evidence she brings to the police isn't enough to convict you. This will cause a game over, not only because Senpai will avoid you, but also because you'll be arrested. I think this would also really work really well from the game design perspective. Hanako is the week 9 rival, meaning she should be the second hardest in the game. If she's doing research into you, she'll probably know a lot about you and your tactics, and will probably be less likely to fall for anything you've done in the preceding 8 weeks. She may not be able to defend herself well, but if you've electrocuted your past 8 rivals, she'll probably avoid anything that could electrocute her. It also offers up a huge opportunity for the befriend betray method, since if you help her out in some way, she will deem you worthy of becoming her brother's girlfriend. But again, the method might not be open if you've done it too many times. I'm not sure how matchmaking would fit in, so let me know if you have any suggestions for that. My biggest worry is that the sort of detective role I'm imagining her taking on will be too much of a departure from her cute persona, although I'm hoping that it will be a case where there's less of an analytical persona and more like an ever-growing terror. She's probably also the type to not tell other people when someone has a crush on them, which is why she doesn't tell Senpai about any of the suspicious things she notices until Friday, when she finds something truly comment. Yes, I I realized that I had gotten cut off there. So with that, I started my design. I had taken the Chihuahua thing to heart, and my first move was to make her pigtails like dog ears. In the original sketch, I'd tried a lot of scapes until I settled on the one we see now. I made the ear shape and continued on. I liked the longer pigtails idea because I feel like it makes her look a bit more unique. You know, the upper part can be interpreted as the dog ears, leave me alone. I gave her a slightly boxier jaw because it's what I think of when I think of dogs. I also had given her a rounded nose and a rounded togi, or however you pronounce it, made to resemble a magnifying glass. I kept the heart pin in her hair because why not, and made the edges of her hair extend past her face. I didn't mind her hair being a black color, but it could not be charcoal. She looks like Ayano's sister. So I gave her very dark purple hair. Her new design is much sharper, which I think would reflect her sharp mind. I drew Hanako in 3 outfits. The full body one was Dreamy Pirates because it was on their video I found the comment. I'd also drawn Callie's because why not? I liked her version and I wanted to see what it would look like. And I also drew the basic Yandere Simulator Seifuku sailor uniform, just 'cause. Because I was still trying to base her design somewhat on Chihuahuas, I gave her a yellow version of Dreamy's outfit. Dark yellow would look weird, so I made Hanako's outfit based on Callie's designs orange. I made her eyes blue because I felt it was a good contrast to her main color scheme and it complemented her hair. Because Miriam was worried that the detective role would be too much of a departure from her cute persona, I came up with a solution. Hanako is an aspiring detective and is the same age as Ayano, but she's always been shorter and her parents think, "Oh, you're so cute," and got her the heart clip. Not wanting to make them upset, Hanako adopted being cutesy as her disguise. Who would suspect her, a sweet, innocent little girl, to be the detective who's been documenting their every move? However, no one takes her seriously because she looks like a junior high student, has a high voice, and just doesn't appear credible. It has always made her upset. However, Taro doesn't see it this way. He sees her as the smart young woman that she is. Hanako does want to find something incriminating before saying anything, as she doesn't want to tell Taro something incorrect, and she knows she needs damning evidence to get the police to listen to her and take her seriously. One idea for a rival-specific elimination method would involve getting rid of any and all evidence possible from the beginning and keeping a high reputation, thus making it hard for Hanako to investigate you and find anything truly incriminating. This involves never taking a panty shot, which is easiest if we say that it isn't a mechanic, but if it must be, then oh well, or placing bugs for infochan. And it would hugely help if Ayano has never been sent to the guidance counselor. On top of that, you would have to find out the extracurriculars Taro is interested in and join one, have good interactions with both of them, individually and together, and not stalk Senpai when she can potentially see. This way you keep your record clean and Hanako would come to you and ask to be your friend. I imagine the befriend betray method being different because, Hanako doesn't actually go to your house, and therefore betrayal wouldn't be an option in this method, but she still does approve of you being with Taro. When it's Megami's week, this as well as the regular befriend method opens up an opportunity. You can ask Hanako to investigate Megami, finding dirt and making counterclaims to the things she says. Of course, without being seen, you would have to find what Megami says about you and have Hanako fake evidence. Without letting Hanako know she was being set up, of course. For example, Megami could say that Ayano killed one of the rivals. Ayano would have to get Hanako to later see her paying respects to the resting place of said rival that you'd killed. This would lead Hanako to believe it's highly unlikely you did such a thing. If Megami claims that a rival was buried in the garden, then Ayano would have to secretly give better soil and more water to the other garden beds, allowing for it to appear that a body cannot be in one of the garden beds because all the plants in the garden beds grow as well as the others. Anything Megami would claim could be disproven by Hanako if Ayano fakes evidence. Ayano could also make Megami appear less credible, which Hanako would bring up. This could be Megami's rival-specific elimination method, with Hanako standing up after her speech to offer her counterclaims as well as her dirt on Megami that would make Megami look bad and show Ayano as a poor victim. Killing two birds with one stone would be difficult, though, as you would have to make sure that the vigilant Hanako isn't there to witness you doing anything. If Hanako were to see Ayano manipulating or faking evidence, she would conclude Ayano has something to hide, would help Megami investigate you, and give her own segment when Megami exposes you. So this was basically just small expansions and a drawing. All credit for the concept goes to Miriam Sanzone. All I own is the design and the rival-specific elimination methods I had thought up of. Let me know who to do next, as I wouldn't mind another one of these videos. If you want to see more, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe. It helps me out and shows that you all want to see more. That's all for now, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye!